Look
Okay,
nice.
thanks. Welcome to the Wake Up to Saab podcast. We're all tanned, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but yeah, I love my little sunburn.
Love being tan.
Yeah, kainis.
Uh,
We just came from the beach. Wonderful
so
experience.
again, we got more. I think because the podcast is so popular, we're getting a lot of flack for being kalat.
I appreciate the
Appreciate it.
feedback.
In
Actually,
fairness, it wasn't disrespectful.
this
Naman,
last
no?
one was parang it was like a little may konting snark, pero okay
Medyo
lang.
snarky.
I was about to reply and say like thanks for the feedback, but then the person deleted their comment. I want you guys to know like we're not gonna hate you for giving us feedback, okay? Minsan nag-joke lang kami, but I agree that we're a little like all over the place sometimes.
But
Thanks
that's what
for
makes it fun. It's our date.
makes
But
it
anyway,
fun.
thank you for the feedback.
But I do want to recognize that it's not just us on our date.
That is true.
We've got our pod kids with us.
That is true.
So,
Pero mahal naman tayo ng podcast natin.
wag mo nang personalin.
Ah, okay,
Nagsunod
okay,
na ako
okay.
kay-
Hindi ko naman
Ang point
personal.
naman kasi nung nag-comment is, Jim was talking about 2 books and never niya napuntahan yung second book. So like, I get that. That's annoying. So,
That is annoying.
what was the second book?
I don't know. So today we're gonna talk about
We're gonna try to follow an outline.
we're gonna
Okay.
talk about emotions. We're gonna talk about emotions and the importance of thoughts and emotions as I'm continuing my post nicotine life.
Proud of you. How many days has it been?
3 weeks.
Wow.
Mag 1 month na.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought it was over a month na.
No,
Oh.
just feels like it for you. But I've learned a lot of stuff kasi about like emotions and I want to ask Sab the questions actually later
Okay, game.
since she has been coaching me through this whole thing. By the way, check out chaoscontrolclub.com. Cause totoo lang ah. Like I really did use the resources on chaoscontrolclub.com to help me, and it really did help me about
The
that-
emotional
what
regulation
I've been going,
course?
what I've been
Aw.
going through. So anyway, we'll talk about it. But before that, I just have to get some things off my chest.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. Number one.
Oh my gosh. Parang may announcement ka talaga.
Number one. You Are Not Alone video ni Michael Jackson.
Oh, iconic.
So if you've ever seen that, I guess the question is,
It made me confused as a kid
it was like I can't believe
because it
we
was very sexy.
they're both incredibly naked. So anyway, for
that's
your
why.
reference, Michael Jackson had a video with his new wife at that time.
Kasama, I don't remember seeing anyone.
that was his wife.
I just saw him very bright.
Anak ni Elvis Presley,
Priscilla.
I guess. Hindi ko alam.
Hindi pala, asawa pala si Priscilla.
Asawa niya yun. Lisa?
Stella McCartney?
Lisa.
Just kidding.
So anyway,
Lisa Marie.
they had a music video and it was incredibly sexual.
You are not alone. I am here with you. Oh. Though you're far away, away.
Sobrang labo ng video. So anyway, do me a favor. Please watch the video.
Oh my
It's
God.
the epitome of the 90s.
It's so
Sobrang
labo.
90s. Talagang they're naked. They're in a jungle.
Did you see this?
There's
Sa gym?
paparazzi. Yeah, it's a gym.
Because at our gym, I think yesterday, no, they were playing like MTV,
MTV.
90s. I love it. Meron
Yeah.
pa ako napanood na ano yung jump, jump. Anyway.
Okay, next.
Ito na naman tayo. Sorry. Going back to the outline.
So actually, what I wanted to, that's why it's part of the episode, is I was talking to this guy, and I guess sometimes talaga when I talk to other men
Mm-hmm.
and you talk about emotions and that guy is not used to it,
Mm-hmm.
it always it elicits a weird response.
I like what?
So my question here was, I wrote down, why do we have to be weird about it? So I guess that's how it started. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I think I was at a social event, whether a wedding or a ano ba tawag dito? Child party. Ano yun?
Child party.
Baby party.
Baby shower.
Baby shower. So
Okay.
I
Child party. Okay.
so I talked to this guy, and you know,
Basta pare, basta yung emotions mo. Ganun. How do you open it up?
no, no, no.
How are you feeling, pare?
I talked to him because I remember while I was having my major anxiety attack,
Mm.
my first one, like, and Sav, yun nga again, if you're listening to this and you've ever had a panic attack, my
Mhm.
God, it's so
What does it
fucking
feel
scary.
like?
It's so scary. It's
Because maybe they've had it and they don't know that they had it.
yeah, well for me, nung time na yun, it was a series of panic attacks that I didn't know what to do.
Was it shortness of breath?
Shortness of breath. There were moments like kunwari, suddenly the world outside would just move like in a circle.
Oh.
May ganon.
Did
And
you feel
then
like you were gonna faint?
you're gonna die. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
may mga times nga na before all these things that I've learned, there were moments in 10, 15 seconds. I really thought like, oh my, and then I would really think like, oh my God, my kids and
Yeah.
Saab and shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die. Ganyan.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this and you've ever felt that, my God, I feel
Yeah.
for you. I've gone through it. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Um anyway, so we were at a wedding at the peak of this thing, right? And prior to that, the peak of my panic attack, I was telling Sabna I was feeling numb things on my fingers.
Mm.
Again, also another thing for people who are listening, if you've ever felt that, like it always starts with something weird.
Mm.
For all the people I know who have anxiety, it always, for me, it was fingers, right? Some
Mm.
people it's like mouth.
Mm. Yung
Some
parang hindi mo
sensation.
ma-feel?
Some sensation.
Or lack of sensation.
It's not even nga numbness per se. It's just like
Tingling.
a specific sensation. They feel it. They overanalyze it. It drives them crazy.
Okay,
Ganun
got
ang
it.
nangyayari.
Like it's a spiraling.
You will spiral. So anyway, I was at that wedding and I just remember like I was freaking out because Sab, I didn't want to ruin your vibe. You were with your friends and in this wedding, and the thing is, wala man lang akong friends doon. Right? Like, because it was Sab's friend's wedding. So I didn't have a group. So the only person I could cling on to was this guy, like this model guy.
Oh, yeah.
When I say model, like, kasi that's the epitome of him, right? He's
Yeah.
like a model, male model.
Yeah. He was the boyfriend of one of my
Yeah,
friends.
and
though.
he's like he's a tall, a gorgeous man. Now I have no idea what to talk about,
Okay.
and I've never known what to talk about with him.
Musta abs? So, grabe ka naman. Parang walang pwedeng pag-usapan with a model.
No, this particular model,
Oh, that's so... Okay.
parang gym, ganun.
Okay.
Like parang, or grabe keto, no?
Oh my gosh. That's Judge Bacaro.
No. Anyway,
Okay.
so in my desperation, and I couldn't, like, literally, like, he was talking to me and nothing was
Oh no.
nothing was going in my head, and I was feeling my hands, and I was like, again, prior to this, nothing. I didn't
Yeah.
read up on anything. Okay? And I was like, okay, I'm gonna explode. Habang kausap ko tong lalaking to, and he's talking about something, I'm literally gonna explode in front of him.
Yeah.
Ganon
Oh
yung
my
inisip ko.
gosh.
Like, as in,
Oh my god.
siguro siya like, whoa, ano nangyari? Ganon. Like, dude, something. So I was like, okay, sasabog na ako. I'm just listening to you. I'm sasabog na ako. Okay, may nararamdaman ako.
So
Oh
what
my
did you
God.
say?
And then I finally decided to say, hey,
Have you ever had a panic attack?
I didn't say that. I wish I did, actually. Kaya yun yung sinulat ko na parang, is there something wrong ba if you do say that? Like,
No, I don't think so.
like, hey man, sorry like, I'm having a major panic attack.
What did you say though? What did you say?
Sabi ko, do you ever have a feeling na, ang mali ko dito, did you ever feel like, your nerves are like numb?
Wait, out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Like he was probably talking about like some NBA
He was
thing.
probably
or-
saying like, yeah, grabe, just,
He doesn't talk like that. Okay, but he's probably like, hey man, where'd you get your suit?
Yeah.
Have you ever felt tingling or numbness in your
so I did. It's like, have you
Aw.
ever felt,
Oh.
in fairness to Lauren, I love you, Lauren. I still, Lauren Young, I love you because you fucking saved my life that night.
What happened?
She, like, because nga, I was like searching. I didn't, si male model, ito yung story pala. So, si male model, he was like, uh, no. So
He
ako like,
doesn't talk like
so I
that.
was like, ah. So syempre, when he said no, I was like, oh my God, there's really something wrong with me.
Mm,
Oh no. It's
mm,
like, yeah, maybe it's like lack of sleep or something.
mm,
I don't know. The truth was, guys, time after, this was our first time out of town without the kids.
mm, mm.
And we were at a wedding.
It was
Um,
pre-pandemic.
Pre-pandemic, this was, and then the kids just came from a really rough hospital stay. So I was reeling and I didn't know anything. So anyway, as I was telling this guy, sinabi ko nga na,
Did you also just quit nicotine also?
no,
Ah,
no,
hindi
no,
pa.
no,
Okay,
no,
okay.
no. So sinabi ko sa kanya na, yeah, like maybe it's like lack of sleep or something.
Mm,
Siya like, I don't think so. Like I don't sleep, I barely sleep and I don't feel that.
okay.
So I was like, oh my God, oh my God. Ako nga lang
He
talaga,
was
ako
he
lang
was
talaga.
making you panic
Yes,
more.
yes. So I was like, okay, alis ako. So pumunta ako kay Lauren and then
Oh.
I told her, sabi
Mm.
ko, yeah, do you ever, have like this? Tapos siya, yeah, dude, all the time. Na
Oh.
ganun siya, like, yeah, whenever I'm like, you should drink some water, and ganyan.
Oh.
Tapos ako like, oh.
Mm.
I was like, okay, I'm okay.
Mm.
So anyway,
Shout out Lauren.
I guess yun yung point ko na, and then in that same night kasi, there was
Mm.
this guy who, like, I told him, because nga I was already so freaking weird,
Mm.
okay? And then I guess he asked me about,
Honestly, I didn't notice it. I thought you were like a little buzzed.
oh, hey,
Oh,
Benny.
oh, we've got a
You
guest.
got a guest.
How are you?
You want to say hi?
Buddy, you want to say hi?
Come here.
Come here. Oh, it's so nice. You finished it na. You want to say hi?
Yeah, sorry, we're back. I guess my question is like, why? I was prompted nga because nga, this guy nga, the guy after the model and after Lauren, he was talking to me and I was
Mm.
already so weird na nga for that night. And then this guy asked me about Pancho or something. He was talking to me about kids and stuff. And then I said like, yeah, ano nga eh, like I think I might have, ano eh, baka nga nagkakaroon ako ng anxiety. Tapos siya like, and
Okay.
this has happened na kasi with, let's say, talking to whether it's like titos, parents. I could
Mm.
imagine a lot of pod kids, they say na like, yeah, I have ADHD or I have
Mm.
this, I have that.
Mm.
And then it becomes like, so anyway,
Mm.
what I wanted to talk about
Yeah.
is the reason why there are people who are like that is because nga, we have apparently, and I learned this through your course on chaos control,
Mm.
na people have learned to not deal with emotions,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And I kept asking you, I said, ano ba yung point niyan? Ano bang, so what?
Mm.
Right? So what if hindi ka marunong mag-deal with your emotions?
Mhm.
Like, basta parang, hindi ba parang ang question ko is like when I use nicotine, hindi ako pumipitik.
That's what you think.
I mean, I guess I was like, yun yung, in my head, I was like, okay, I'll just have a cigarette or a vape or whatever. And then I'll be fine.
Mhm.
Right? I know and that's not true, but what is wrong with not knowing what to do with emotions
Well, if you
if you don't hurt anyone? Okay, yun pala.
well, you actually are hurting yourself
Because
because you will stay stuck if you don't feel your emotions. If you want to get things done, if you want to move forward, if you want to work towards moving towards your goal, you've got to feel your emotions because our emotions fuel our actions.
yun pala, yun yung natutunan ko na parang I kept thinking,
Feeling like yeah.
and I kept I think that's what I learned na parang the key to growth or growth as a person, and sometimes growth will require struggle,
Mhm.
right? So like now because nga I don't have a crutch, and most of you guys I'm sure have a crutch, like kasi ako I grew up nga na if I cried or if I shouted, it would be like stop, right? Stop. I again, not to my parents only knew what to do because they didn't have Google and all these things. They did what their parents did to them
Mm-hmm.
or how they were raised. So there was never like a sit down and like, how are you feeling? What's going on?
Mm. What's causing the
What's
crying?
causing the crying? Parang what you are like, Jim, you're different from your behavior,
Mm.
right? Um, so I think for most pod kids here, if you did grow up like that, or let's say you do have a crutch, or you go automatically somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
let's say you play video games, or you
Doom scroll.
doom scroll, or you drink alcohol, or gimmick ka, or you go have sex or whatever,
You're trying to blunt the emotions,
you're
most likely.
blunting the emotions. So what you're saying is, if you keep blunting, you are eliminating the chance to grow, to become a better person.
Yeah, and not just to become a better person, but just to do things and get results and not must aligned with you and what you want. Like more actions that you would be more proud of, I
Okay.
guess.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay. So let's make an example. Let's say you're a blunter,
Mhm.
right? You're a blunter. Like me. Ito na lang ako.
Can I give an example?
Sure,
Sorry,
sure.
as you
Go
formulate
for
that
it. Go for it.
question.
Go for it.
So it's kind of like when you're bringing up a toddler, like a toddler who's trying to learn things or trying to learn frustration tolerance. Na pag may nahulog na thing and they get annoyed,
Mm.
and then we become their crutch. Na oh, it's okay. Here, here, here. Like
Mhm.
don't be frustrated. It's okay. Like here's the thing. I'll fix it for you.
Okay.
So they don't learn na to like deal with that frustration because there's always like someone's gonna fix it for me.
Okay. Okay.
And that's what you do, not you but like a person who is relying on something like an external source to like to numb their emotions. Parang
And
ganon.
then
Gets
ano yung
mo?
example
Like
of,
a toddler will not be able to grow if they don't go through that struggle.
can you specify yung grow na yan? Or parang can you be, parang give an example of like, what is a potential growth and ano yung, how does it hinder it?
Okay, here it is. Here's a great analogy that I learned from, I think it was from Dr. Becky Kennedy.
Ah.
So she said, imagine trying to teach your kid how to swim. And then ibato mo siya sa pool. Hindi mo bato. Like, swim siya. Tapos, nahihirapan siya.
Mhm.
Think about it. Like, are you gonna like get them out of the pool and say like, ay nako, go to your room. Kasi hindi ka marunong mag-swimming. Go to your room.
Okay.
Para siya matutong mag-swim.
Okay. Okay.
Kasi tinanggal mo siya doon, tapos binanish mo siya.
Okay.
It's the same as emotional regulation. If you just tell them, stop it, stop crying, stop having these feelings, go,
Mhm.
go away,
Mhm.
or like face the corner or whatever. So how will they learn how to swim if you don't like tell them, parang I'm here with you. Let's do it. I'll help you if you need me, and like I'm just here. But I want you to be able to learn how to float.
Okay, so that's for the parenting.
But it's also a lot of the analogy is also the same for us.
How we parent ourselves.
Yeah.
Pero let's use my example.
Okay.
Because nga I was blunting, I was raised to blunt, and I found my blunt through nicotine.
Okay.
Right?
That's the title of this
It was
episode.
nicotine and sometimes alcohol or whatever.
Emily Blunt. Wala. Emotion Blunt.
Pwede. So the problem with doing that, okay, kasi like lately, like when I get stressed, when I get scared, when I and I've been using an app nga na Saab helped me. Like
Which one?
not that I write down what I'm feeling right now, and I
Ito
don't.
yung how we feel.
Yeah,
It's nice,
I've
right?
never done that in my life.
I got that from a Chaos Control Club member. Shout out to Joanna. She told us about this app. It's called How We Feel. And then you write it down and then you can go deeper. And then magkakaroon ka ng insights, diba?
Yeah, medyo magulo lang yung analysis nung app. Yeah, like I tried it. I wanted to see
I liked it.
I wanted to see the macro view of my emotions, and it's unfortunately magulo.
I think this is you trying to intellectualize it when you're just
Magulo. Hindi,
supposed to
pero
feel it.
magulo yung...
Okay.
I want a macro view nga of my mood eh.
You're trying to control.
I want a macro view of how I'm feeling and my thoughts and emotions. And these guys did not even consider that.
What? It's free.
So anyway,
Oh my god.
okay. So in my example, I would blunt, and let's say kunwari, it's a tough day at work, or the kids are super need me and nagsabay and whatever. Because I would blunt before, ano yun yung tanong ko sa'yo. When I would blunt before, I kept asking Sab this, like, what's wrong if I blunt? If I'm not shouting at anyone, yeah, I'm feeling these things, but I'm not shouting at anyone. I'm not snapping. Pero now that
you're not processing your emotions. Iba kasi yung when you first of all, kumari, the nicotine, the vaping and the smoking, parang you think you're not hurting anyone, but you're hurting yourself nga. Na parang, what's wrong with it? Well, you're shortening your lifespan. More time with the family, maybe. And also, you're not processing the emotions. You're just, keeping it in, keeping it in, keeping it in. And it's going to burst at one point. Maybe not towards us, but towards other people. As opposed to other ways to, let's say, blunt, but not really blunt, but more of like regulate, which is take a deep breath, meaning like, hindi ka naman, you're just saying na, things are a little chaotic, and I'm gonna take a deep breath. I'm acknowledging it's chaotic, and I'm gonna I'm able to control myself better than a 5 and 7-year-old. So I'll be the one, like, they're probably having a hard time, and like, gets mo.
Gets.
Okay.
Gets. Gets.
Okay.
Okay. Gets ko na parang, kasi I keep thinking like, okay, then just like, if let's say let's forget about vape. Let's say it's another form of blunting. Let's say, ano pa ba?
Doom scrolling.
Doom scroll. I don't want to deal with this kasi nag-aaway kami ng boyfriend ko or girlfriend ko. I'll just doom scroll.
That's my go-to, like the bad blunting.
Like I'll watch like a shitty show, right? Doom scrolling, whatever. If you keep doing that, so what if, let's say,
you have to acknowledge that.
What about the counter na thought na, paano kung ano? They just keep doing it. Let's say when it becomes even more stressful, then just doom scroll again. Same like then vape again when it becomes tough.
Like, kung like scrolling through Instagram is not the same naman as doom scrolling eh. Gets mo? Doom scrolling is really like when it's getting in the way of sleep, diba? Or time, like with your family na, like, of course you can allot some time to like scroll, pero if it's like minsan hindi mo ma-stop, tapos it's eating into the time that you actually scheduled you were gonna do something, you have to recognize na, I think I'm trying to avoid something. I'm trying to avoid feeling discomfort about something. Gets mo?
Yeah, I get the I'm not questioning doom scroll.
Ano ba tinatanong mo? Gusto mo lang mag-vape ulit? Mag-vape ka na lang. Hindi mo kailangan ng permission ko. Charot.
Hindi. What I'm saying is, why don't you just blunt when the stakes get higher? Then you use that blunting tool again. What's wrong with that?
What tool?
Like whether it's vaping or doom scrolling. Let's say it becomes a harder problem.
Jim, here's what it is. I'm not saying that you have to be, not just you, but everybody who's listening. I'm not saying you have to be absolutely never blunt your emotions. Sometimes, especially if it's like a wild time, and if you need it to survive, like for example, what happened with Jim, na he had already quit vaping for more than a year, but then that traumatic experience happened again, me almost losing my life. I'm talking about the December 2023 thing. You can listen to our past episodes about that. But it was also another scary time. So for me, when you had to smoke a cigarette or vape again, like that's what you felt like you needed at the time. And I the important thing naman, go on, like if you have to parang use a crutch, like it's temporary. The important thing about it is to have compassion for yourself. Like acknowledge na My gosh, of course, it's a difficult time. You almost lost your wife. Don't be so hard on yourself na parang grabe talaga ako. Balik na naman ako sa'yo. Wala talaga akong kwenta. It's like, dude, you were doing it because you were in survival mode because your wife literally is surviving. Like you're not even sure. And you needed that because you were taking care of a lot of things, a lot of moving parts. Like, diba, where our kids were, where, like, and for me, like, no judgment at all. And I wish that you could also extend yourself that same compassion. Na, of course, it was a hard time. Like, no one's blaming you. Because the more you are hard on yourself, the more you're gonna lean into like, eto na talaga ako eh. Wala na talaga akong ano eh. Ito lang talaga yung, ano, it's like, as opposed to like, gosh, like, that was a really hard time and that's what I needed for that time. But now I know like, my wife's safe, I'm safe, we're good. And, that's not something I need to lean onto right now. Yes, mo?
Yeah.
Lean on.
Super.
So I think yun yung point ko na parang let's stop judging ourselves when we have these moments na parang looks like this is something I needed right now. What is beneath it? And of course, yung sayo, it's like almost loss. So like, okay, gets. But for something like a little less like dire, a little less like life and death, na parang, what am I trying? Okay, looks like I'm binge eating na naman at midnight. What am I feel maybe I'm stressed about something. Oh, it's the deadline tomorrow. Okay, you know what? I know if I keep eating this, I'm probably not going to sleep as well and I'm not going to be able to perform and reach that deadline tomorrow. So I'll parang I'll process it na I'm feeling stressed. It makes sense because there's a deadline tomorrow and I'm not ready. But now I'm going to move forward with I'm going to get my rest. And so put the lid back on the binge whatever but parang not the self-hatred of ito na naman ako.
Gets.
And then lalamon ka palalo kasi wala, ganito talaga ako eh. Alam mo yun?
Gets.
Okay.
Gets.
Yeah, Rico.
No, gets. I love it.
Bigay ko na lang sa'yo yung QR code nitong session natin.
Please. Down ng Gcash. Pero, yeah, I think I would like to end with this. So blunting, tama si Sab, there are moments that you might need to do it. But I think the more important thing to do is to kind of, you have to start facing it sometime, right? Like you have to, like, I didn't face it. Like that happened December 2023. I only faced this and starting to understand it like it's April 2025. So I guess that you have to learn how to face it. You have to learn how to be honest with yourself. And that's what I'm learning now. Like really like saying how I feel. And I like what you said na emotions last for only 90 seconds.
Yeah, that's what
So parang put a timer. If you're feeling something really intense, put a timer and then just think about it and then just answer it as scientifically as possible. Like, what am I feeling right now? Oh, I'm feeling anger. Why? What are the facts? Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Try to you don't have to master emotional regulation right now. I think it's important first to start observing what's happening and then understanding yourself because we really want to build that compassion for ourselves. Yeah. And it starts with understanding. Yeah. In love ka naman masyado sa akin. Grabe naman yan. Grabe ka makatitig.
Ay.
Labo. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.